Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan. Drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go. There is one other news story, although this one is not gaming related. And this one is just so ridiculous, I feel like I should just tell you this because you're probably going to laugh. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, Toy Story 5 is fully in production, which makes no sense because everything's on strike, but yet somehow it's in production. And the rumor has it, get this, Andy, the original boy who owned the toys in the original Toy Story movie from the 1990s, will be returning as an adult, and his family, including his children, will be an integral part of the plot of Toy Story 5. Toy Story 5. All right, how many people have actually seen the Toy Story movies? Raise your hands. I've seen every single one of them so far. I have, okay? Toy Story 1 is a masterpiece, in my opinion. It's superb. At the time, even though today the animation doesn't hold up, at the time, it was groundbreaking what it did. The plot is insanely cool. It's just a really original, creative movie. It thought outside the box. It actually laid the groundwork for what I feel were all the other future CGI movies, right? It really did. That was the one that got the ball rolling and got a lot of confidence in CGI can work, okay? So, Toy Story 1, amazing. Toy Story 2, pretty good. I didn't personally like it as much as the first, but after having seen it multiple times after, I do think it's grown on me more. I like that they add more characters into the world that make sense, that fit into the lore of the game, the lore of the movie and everything. Still a great movie to this day. Toy Story 3. For me, this one's kind of a mixed bag. There's some things I like about Toy Story 3 and some things I don't like about Toy Story 3. But if Toy Story 3 was meant to be the epilogue story for, the toys, then it's not a bad movie at all. It explains how life can go on for these toys when you're not necessarily owned by a kid anymore, or when you've been forgotten or you're an outdated toy, you could still have some kind of use. And it was actually kind of heartwarming because, let's be honest here, a lot of toys, after their time period, don't get used ever again. Or, as we saw in Toy Story 2, become collector's items for people who just put them into boxes for forever, and they never actually get used ever again, right? So, when you're watching Toy Story 3, and you see, oh, now the toys actually can go to, like, one of these orphanages or a playroom for, like, kids at a school, that they can still get used, that's neat, right? That was kind of a cool, awesome send-off for the whole franchise, and I felt that Toy Story 3 did a great job of that. And then they decided they were going to make a Toy Story 4, all right? And I saw it, and listen, I don't dislike it, okay? I don't. I actually think that it has some interesting plot elements and some neat things that happen. But essentially now, we've gone outside the realm of, like, what you really care about. You know what I mean? Like, do I care that Bo Peep, one of the toys from the previous movies, went off to start her own settlement of toys in the forest or whatever, and they're living out there, and then there's another boutique of toys, and the toys are like, what? Like, what the fuck is going on? I thought the whole point of Toy Story is that toys actually are alive, and it's following their lives, entertaining children, and have, trying to keep under wraps that they are alive. That was supposed to be the point. When you get to the point where it's like, oh, now the toys aren't even with kids anymore, and they're going out and they're doing their own thing, and they're at a toy store, they're at a carnival, and they're doing all this weird shit. What the hell is that? Well, you lost the spirit of what the movies were supposed to be. Now, if you like the characters, you probably like Toy Story 4 because of the development and everything that happens. There is a lot of character development and stuff in that movie, but at the same time, it's like, dude, we've lost the way of what the whole point... The charm of Toy Story 1 is completely lost in Toy Story 4 because it's not even the same plot anymore. You see, the characters have gone off in their own ways and their own lives in such directions that it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even affect the core plot line anymore. You see? So, and then, of course, do we even have to mention Lightyear? The fact that they tried to do a spin-off movie pretending that one of the toys was a real spaceman. I mean, what a dumb thing that lost them insane amounts of money because they're just morons, right? So now when you tell me Toy Story 5, the toys are going back to Andy, the original owner, and his family. It's like, well, technically shouldn't have just been what it fucking was going to be anyway. Like, shouldn't it have been like, so he was a toy for Andy, or they were all toys for Andy, right? And then eventually maybe you could even have the collector's plot line of Toy Story 2. But then eventually what should have happened was maybe, you know, they got put into storage or whatever, and then all of a sudden they get taken out and now they're toys for the kids, right? When they're kids and they get played with the new generation. That could have been the ending epilogue that, you know, your 2 generations of Andy's family that they were entertaining for or whatever, right? Why did it take us 5 movies to get there? Why did we need... If 3 was going to be the ending, that's fine. But why even make 3 if that was just going to be a fake out for them to make more movies later anyway and undo the nice ending that they created? Because really, I'll be honest with you guys, when I watched the end of Toy Story 3 when it was a new movie, I cried. I was like, dude, that was amazing. That was an amazing way to end that plot. Even though I cried over fucking toys that don't exist. I'm a little sissy, all right? But I loved it. I thought the ending was good. Like, this is meaningful. It makes you feel good about watching this franchise and having some investment in it. And then they made 4 and they erased all those good feelings. Really. Like, it was like, well, it was all for naught. It was all a waste of your time, right? And now they're making Toy Story 5 and it's like, why not just kick me in the nuts repeatedly? As hard as you can. Over and over. And let's see what happens.
I got the drip going. 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 It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.